Hello and welcome to our channel, where we explore the world of business opportunities and software solutions powered by Autodesk Developer Technologies. We are so excited to announce that this video is our first episode of Autodesk Platform Services Innovator series, where leaders from the architecture, engineering, construction, and manufacturing industries come together to share their remarkable journeys of business transformation. In each episode, professionals reveal how they leveraged Autodesk Platform Services to create value-driven digital solutions, revolutionizing their workflows, enhancing productivity, and driving sustainable growth. And we're your hosts today, Julia Brun, Business Development Manager on Developer Advocacy and Support team here at Autodesk.
And I'm Jinkit Trivedi. I'm a Senior Product Manager with the Autodesk Platform Services and Ecosystem Group.
Before we begin, please make sure you subscribe to this channel, like this video if you enjoy the content, and hit the bell icon so that you do not miss our latest content. Marius, we're thrilled to have you with us today. Welcome to the Autodesk Platform Services Innovator series.
Thank you, Julia. It's a pleasure to be here.
To all the listeners who don't know this yet, this year at Autodesk University 2024, we introduced the Most Innovative Use of Autodesk Platform Services Award that was presented to Norconsult for conceiving one of the world's largest digitally engineered structures, the Sotra Bridge in Norway. Marius, why don't you start with telling us more about Norconsult and your role at the company?
I'm a digital transformation leader at Norconsult, and we are Norway's largest multidisciplinary consultancy and leading pan-Nordic firm with nearly 140 offices across Scandinavia, Iceland, and Poland. Our team, around 6,500 professional, combines expertise in engineering, architectural, and digital solutions to deliver over 30,000 projects annually, from small-scale developments to complex infrastructure projects like Sotra Bridge you mentioned.
That is a great overview, Marius. And after talking to you before multiple times, it is truly amazing to see your commitment to innovation and digital transformation. And that's why Chinkit and I are honored to have you as our first guest for the series. Now, with all the exciting work that you are doing, what are the biggest challenges that Norconsult is facing as a business?
Oh, one of the most pressing challenges, I would say, is managing data flows across such a diverse portfolio and amount of offices we have. So with digitalization, we face the risk of creating data silos, which can slow down the collaboration and result in inefficiencies. Across the challenge is adapting to our client needs. We have like multiple industries, and what works well for one might not work for another. So it means that building a flexible and scalable project delivery systems, and maintaining in the same moment high standard for security and efficiency is challenging.
Yeah, Marius, you mentioned a few different things there: the data silos, flexibility in digital delivery, and then security. I'm sure. I mean, those are, for all the listeners, those are the challenges that I'm sure all of them are struggling with. So how could you talk to us about how did you go about solving some of those challenges?
Absolutely. So, one of the key efforts we've been working with is creating unified workflows to better connect design data with other, systems. So, if I would give some examples, I would say GIS or ERP platforms, right? So, integrating the systems it provides immense value, like combining design, operational, financial data together leads to better decisions and more effective processes. At the same time, we need to ensure strict policies and security measures are in place, which can add the complexity. So it's like it's a balance that you really need to strike. How to say, well.
Yeah, you made a good point about balance. So, how has your experience been so far as you've started to strike that balance? And again, I'm sure the listeners would be happy to also know about some of your not so great ideas and how they worked out, because not everything goes right the first time, right?
I would say one of those challenges in particular, what has been fun to address, the most fun is like in design and construction. We've been exchanging data for quite some while, but we tend to forget other people that are outside of our little ecosystem, our little silos. So what about people that needs to come in way before it's decided what we're going to build? Or for example, about people that needs to actually operate what we have built. How do we connect them? So maybe one of those challenges is like getting everyone and talking with everyone. So make sure that the solution you create gives value and that everyone else can sort of get access to it. And the challenge, the particular challenge there is that it's so easy to provide a solution that makes sense for us and contractors, but forgetting that, to get access to that information that is locked in those solutions, either you need a specific software, either you need the tools, access sometimes, security clearance, and etc. But the only little thing that you really need to access is somewhere locked in a document far away. So again, that's a good example there would be using Autodesk Platform Services. When you understand what is actually needed, maybe it's just a little tag number, maybe it's just a quantity, maybe it's just something in addition, like 3 lines of code that is somewhere locked in the data. So with Autodesk Platform Services, we're able to pull that data out from wherever it is, and place it in a consumable and accessible way where it is always up to date. So you don't need to sort of wonder, is it updated or not? So again, that example could be taking out data necessary for procurement team and placing it accessible on SharePoint on a list, which is always up to date. And we know, for example, if it has been ordered or not. So that makes, again, implications for our designers, knowing that now we cannot change the design anymore because it's already ordered and money has left the building.
Yeah, that's a fabulous example, connecting the construction with the design phases like you were mentioning. And you did mention APS and how you're using APS to extract certain bits and pieces of data where they're needed. Um, what were some of your lessons learned as you went through adopting Autodesk Platform Services, and also as you started presenting these solutions to your customers?
Yeah, so we've been using Autodesk Platform Services for quite some while. It feels like a decade now, right? And the journey started, from early concepts where you listen a concept that is being communicated out, but then maybe you're not even ready with your own vocabulary to just jump into all of those high frequency networks and granular data concepts and orchestration layers and etc. What does that mean actually if I'm talking with contractors, for example? How do I gain value from it? So maybe it's so easy to get overwhelmed with everything, but like in reality, things are quite simple. Because smart people puts a lot of effort to build this foundation that is usable. So my how to say my recommendation maybe would be you need to really start early and maybe like explore it piece by piece, get access to technology and try to understand what does it make for me for this little data asset file that you can explore, not maybe overcomplicating everything, and just try to understand like, okay, so what's the workflows, what can I achieve it, use simple example and maybe expose others to what you find. Because I see that the innovation is like, if you take it as a linear process and you think through it, you create a big concept and you sort of developed it yourself, it seldom scales well later compared to if you actually involve many people and you get to jump this innovation across from one building on each other ideas and really understanding how others could consume the deliverables. So I would say start small, but then include many as you go once you learn something to understand what could be the next potential step.
That's perfect advice, Marius. And keep it simple, start small, involve more people as you go along. It kind of reminds me of, the iterative nature of this, right? You kind of iterate on it, make it better, and very similar to how we all do software development. So that's awesome. Thanks, Marius.
Yeah, and maybe touching on it, Chingit, as well. Like, I think this was fun collaborating with Autodesk as well. This is I think we kind of broke our silos here when we are just acquiring technology once you build it, and you do your homework, we do our homework, and then we just use the technology. So I think this was kind of a collaboration really engaging earlier when things are not developed yet, in order to sort of understand, okay, so but how we will use the technology. Then we had enough time to include our customers into the loop and understand how they could benefit from such technology. And combining it all together, I think, provides an immense value to everyone.
Thank you, Marius, for the insights. Honestly, when Chinket and I thought of the idea of the Innovator series, that's exactly what we wanted to hear. Something that's very relatable to the industry, something that's inspiring, but that's also transparent and honest. And I think that's exactly what you provided for us and for our audience today. We have just 2 more questions for you before we let you go. Let's start with a fun one. So if you have any recommendations of a book or a podcast or a movie you watched recently, please share with us and with our audience today.
Again, since we've been talking about silos, one thing that just jumps to my mind, again, this is something that I've been following, and actually watched a series yesterday. It's a series called Silo on Apple TV. So it's kind of the concept there is that it's a world where generations of people live underground, and their view of the outside is shaped entirely by what they been shown or what they have been told. So for me, this is a powerful metaphor to silos that we see in our industry. Is we often operate within invisible walls, assuming that our workflows and our tools and is the only way forward. But breaking those silos and jumping out of those assumptions and testing the ideas and seeing the bigger picture can unlock much more potential for innovation, I believe.
And the name of the show cannot get any better, any more relevant for this episode. Okay, so I know what I'm gonna watch this holiday break. But the last but not least, if someone wants to reach you or read more about Norconsult and the challenges you're facing and how you're solving it, where they can do that.
Well, write me a letter, proper letter, handwritten, send it to my PO box. No, that's a joke. Digitally, reach me digitally. I would say LinkedIn is probably the easiest place to find me. I'm pretty sure we are able to share a link or something in the description. Happy to hear about your challenges and, maybe something positive of what you have achieved. Share with us again. Maybe we can build on each other's stories.
Perfect. Thank you, Marius. And all the links will definitely be down below in the description. And with that, thank you again, Marius. It was a pleasure talking to you. It was a pleasure having you as our first guest.
Thank you, launching it.
Thank you, Marius.